Hey you guys, Georgie back with another video. If this is your first time joining, I am Georgie, the founder and creator of GSD with Georgie. So for the last 11 days, I've dropped a brand new video every single day all about money and credit. And I know people are probably wondering, I thought she was the get shit done, productivity, business girl. What is she talking about with money and credit? Well, I'm here to tell you why I was doing this series in the first place and what inspired me to even do the event before the series. And it's because having a bad credit score almost messed up my entire business, right? I was on the brink of failing because my credit score, how I looked at money, how I thought about money was all messed up. And I will start with you from the beginning. So, boom, let's go back in time to maybe maybe 3 years ago. And I'm looking at my credit, it is 495, right? And that happened because as a young adult, when I was in college, I got my first credit card. I will never forget. I don't know if brands are suing people. I'm just gonna say I got my first credit card with the one that always comes to the college students. We all know which one that is. And it was a $300 credit line. But I hadn't learned enough about credit score, credit line, or just credit at that point, fresh out of high school or first year in college, to understand the pros and cons. Because I'm like, oh yeah, I have an extra $300 that I could use. I can max this card out, and as long as I pay it back, I'm fine. I just have to pay it back at some point, right? Wrong. So no one told me about, okay, spending only 30% or less of your credit line. Had no idea about that. So I'd max out the card constantly as extra $300 and then pay it back off when I got my paycheck, or sometimes let it delay because I'm like, I want to do other things with my money. And with doing that, I ended up racking up a bad credit score. And then as I got older, getting apartments, getting, store cards, again, I thought this was just extra money to spend, or as well as getting extra discounts at the stores. Hey, sign up for our card, you get a 15% off your first purchase, 5% cash back, da 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 da. It sounds great. It sounds amazing, but I had no idea the repercussions that would cause in the future. And so I created this series to show people how not managing your money, not managing your finance will impact you in so many other ways. This has impacted me on my living situation, right? Not being able to sign a lease on my own because my credit score is crappy. So having to have roommates, housemates, and co-signers on my lease. That's not great, right? Even though my income is what it needs to be. I'm meeting the income the requirement, but I'm not meeting the credit requirement. And that's another thing, right? They say cash is king, right? We hear that all the time. Cash is what's important. No. Because in various situations, my personal life, like I said, getting a lease, getting a car, as well as my business life, getting a loan, getting working capital, I'm like, hey guys, look, we're making all this money. And they're like, well, your credit score is really crappy. So, I'm like, look, I'm making this money. Here's cash. I'll pay for it. They're like, well, you see, we can't trust you. Your credit score is bad. And so, one, I had to take some time out to understand what credit history really meant. And it was just about the decisions that you made in your life. And I was tying so much of my self-worth to my net worth, to my credit score, to how much I had in savings. And when I saw that my credit score was bad, I would literally get into a depression. When I saw my bank account would be depleted, I would literally just be like, I give up, not gonna do anything. And it was about 3 years ago that, and I had started to try to get out of the funk. So I started trying to work with credit repair companies. There were 2 accounts that I had in collections because of disputes with the organizations. And I was sold on the dream. The credit repair company will fix your credit and these collection accounts will disappear. And your credit score will go from 495 to 700 in 6 weeks, pay $499 and $100 a month, da da da. We all know the spiel. And I believe that. So, I'm gullible. I'm trying it because I'm like, I don't know this and I don't have the expertise around it. So I'm going to trust the people that are out there. Sadly to say, there are scammers in every industry, and that just was my experience. It was just my experience. And then, so credit repair, I tried that the first time. It didn't work. Or it didn't work in the way I wanted it to work or thought it would work. They removed the collections account, but didn't explain to me that removing off of your credit report does not mean you don't have to pay them, because if you don't pay them, right, it's just cleaning up your report so that way when when your credit is being run, that charge or that negative account doesn't show up, but you still have that account with whatever organization it is. And what happens with collections account, and I'll just drop this note here, is that they will sell it to another collections agency. So let's say, I'm not going to name drop because I don't want to get no trouble. Please do not sue me. Let's say Company Flowers, right? Company Flowers, that's the name of the company. You have a collections account with Company Flowers for $500. So Company Flowers then sells that, they write it off at the end of the year and they sell that account to Collections Agency A, right? So now Collections Agency A is like, hey, Georgie, you have $500 that you occurred with Company Flowers, and we are Collection Agency A, and we want to help you get on a plan so you can pay it off, right? Flowers has already just, written that off. They're not worried about it, but Collection Agency A bought that debt, so they want their money. Hey, you could pay $100 a month for the next 5 months, and we will be settled. You'll be good. We'll send you a letter. You're all good. We'll remove it from your credit report. And then you're like, oh no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to pay a credit repair company to remove this account, and I'm not paying those $500. Great. Credit repair company A, well, let's call it Z. Credit repair company Z removes the account. But guess what? Collections Agency A now sells that account to Collection Agency B, and Collection Agency B says, oh, let's put this on your credit report. And so now, hey, Georgie, from Collection Agency B, I'm Jen from Collection Agency B, and we would like to help you pay off your $500 that you opened up with Company Flowers. Would you like to start a payment plan today? What is your account and checking number, your routing number? And then you're just like, but wait a minute, I thought I had this collection removed. And they're like, well, yeah, we're not that agency. We're not Collection Agency A, we're Collection Agency B. Now pay us. And now you're mad at the credit collection, you're mad at the credit repair company, but this is how these systems work. I didn't know that. So I'm going to come off of credit for a little bit because I want to talk about how it negatively impacted my business. So now I'm here, actually, let me go back into the story. So I tried the credit repair journey. That exact scenario that I just explained happened to me. I'm just like, what's happening? So I'm like, this is silly. I'm not going to do this. Then I reached out to a debt consolidation agency, and they're like, yeah, so you have 5 cards, total of $4,000 in that. Guess what? We're going to close all your cards, and then you're going to pay us, and then we'll distribute that. So you'll pay us $100 a month for the next X amount of months, and we'll distribute those payments to the agencies that we close the cards on, so that way, your debt will be settled with them. And, you don't have to worry about credit debt. But they don't tell you that credit history is just that, history. And when you close a card, the history ends. The chapter is closed. And so I had built up this long history of credit from back when I was 18, 19. But when I closed the cards around 22, 23 years old, then my credit, whenever I got a new card or a new account, my credit history started off from then. So now I have a baby, like 1.5-year-old credit history instead of my almost 10-year-old credit history because I'm now 27. Another problem, because credit history is just that. They want to see the longevity of it. So it would have been a better thing for me to do was to keep those cards, right? And pay them off slowly, keep them open, no balances on them, because that shows the history. Now I've lost the history because I thought, oh, let me do that consolidation, pay them off and close them. Not a good idea either. And again, the education around that was not there. I had no idea, right? Nowadays, there's more education around credit, debt, savings, and just finances altogether. And I just put so much pressure on myself. I felt like I'm a bad person. I have this business, I have businesses, I have children, I have a family, and I can't handle money. Like, I know how to make money. Like, yes, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars in various businesses. Some I'm surprised even made me money, but that I'll digress from there. But here I am making all this money, but when it comes to credit and saving and this part of the finance, making the money work for me and build up in that way, I was clueless. So a lot of bad decisions were made there. So did that consolidation, paid off all the cards, and I'm thinking, yes, I am debt free. What's up, credit score? Open up the app, you're at a 495. And you have 0 credit history because all your cards are closed. And yeah, but you are debt free. You're great. No, it wasn't great. And So now I had to figure out ways to build up credit history. Who would have thought? I didn't. And so in these videos that I release, it's just the different services that I use, now having a better understanding of credit, a better understanding of savings, a better understanding of the credit industry, credit score building and all this good stuff. I'm like, I need to make some changes. And the way it impacted my business is that I'm like, oh yay, I'm debt free. Hey guys, hey banks and credit card companies. Look, my company is making a lot of money and we want to scale faster though. So we're making money and we're doing great, right? Look at our books, look at our invoices, and we want to scale. So we need some working capital or a small loan. Can you guys give us this really tiny loan, respectively, super small compared to our income? And the company's like, well, you see, congrats on making all that money, but you have no credit history, so we can't trust you. So no, we won't give you any more money to scale. And then I'm just like, oh, okay. So I can't grow my business as fast as I would like it to grow. So what does that put me back into a situation of, all right, sales, clients, we got to go back into cash flow. But that does not solve the problem that will continue to occur that we have no credit history. So I needed to, as an individual, build up my credit. There have been grants that we were denied because I had bad credit. There were loans, there were working capital requests, even signing up for a different bank account, right? So that then put the weight on me. It's like I had to rethink of how I looked at my business, my personal credit, as not just me as an individual, but how it was negatively impacting my business. And a lot of entrepreneurs don't know this. They figure what I thought, oh, a business credit score. Yes, that does happen. You can use Duns and Bradstreet in different platforms, but that takes time. And that is a different metric calculated than the metric that is calculated that if you are individual, I have a corporation, but I am the 100% owner of that corporation at the moment. And so they look at the business owner, they look at the team. And so they're like, based on her history or lack thereof, she can't handle other people's money. AKA, we can't give her a loan. We can't give her these this working capital to make sure her business continues to grow. She's fine. They have income anyways, right? But we can't trust her with other people's money. We could trust her with her own money, right? She does her thing. Great. Good job. Congrats. But we can't trust her with our money because she has no history, no relevant experience in using and repaying other people's money. Ridiculous when I say it out loud, but that was the truth of the situation. So I had to really take an inner look at what can I do to build credit in a smart and strategic way that will raise my credit score. So I had to get secured cards, then the secured loans. So secured loans was something I didn't even hear about until I went on this journey. So secured cards, secured loans, as well as alternate like credit lines and things like that. So I talk about this in the different apps that I mentioned in my series, the mini money series, Zip, right? How I use that in a more strategic way. Seedfi, investing my money using different apps like Robinhood, Coinbase, right? There are so many different tools, getting cash back and affiliate income, right? There's so many different tools that I've learned over the last 18 months about how to save, how to build credit, and how to invest. And I wanted to share that with other entrepreneurs, other people out there. If you're not an entrepreneur, this information is very important to everyone. But because I work with entrepreneurs and I work with business owners, I personally, as a business owner, didn't know the negative impacts that my not so great credit, as well as even fixing my credit, removing my credit history, having a clean slate would have on my business, and how fast I can grow it, how fast I could hire, how fast I could build new things. And so that's where the series aligns, right? I have to get shit done. That's what GSD is, GSD with Georgie. And if I am pigeonholed by the fact that I lack in this space, then my business also is pigeonholed into this space. So I say all that to say to check out the mini money series. There are 11 videos of different apps and tools that I go over, as well as the New Year, New Money workshop. All going to be linked below in the description box, of where I have a credit repair company, one of the credit rebuilder apps come on, as well as a financial expert come and talk with me, as well as we do a Q&A on the importance of having your financial life, having your money right. So that's going to be all for this video. And I hope other business owners takes my advice, because this journey has been a crazy one, but it is very, very essential and important to have your mind right and your money right. So good luck to you guys. Continue to get shit done and stay tuned for more videos coming up. Thanks, you guys. Bye.